Up next on the Tesla Plaid channel. Welcome back to the Tesla Plaid channel. We're out at Sebring International Raceway, August 12th, 2023. Beautiful Saturday for racing. We're out here with my good buddy and hill climb champion, Blake Fuller. You may have seen him in our recent videos out at Brayton Motorsports Park with the Boosted Boys and Kyle's E-Roy. Those Yokohama Advans you see on Blake's white Plaid there are the tires that Kyle ran for his first 3 passes 2 nights ago. And those slicks weren't great on the drag strip, but those are absolutely designed to be out here on a road course. We're looking forward to taking some laps in Blake's specially modified Tesla Plaid. Trunk looks about the same as ours. You can see he's got 4 racing seats in there, a roll cage, and not much else. But he's lost the center console and the rear door panels. He's also got a round wheel in here as opposed to the yoke. He's had some bad experiences on the yoke, especially in hill climb racing. So as this car sits, probably weighs a little bit more than my Plaid because of the roll cage and 4 seats. But he's got a lot of stuff out that I've still got in mine. He's removed his speakers, subwoofer, and the rear door panels in the center console. It's actually my first time out here at Sebring. I've only lived in Florida a few short years now. It's gonna be some fun. All right, we're suited up, about to make some laps. So what's your experience with weather situations like this? I mean, you're out at some rains and you can get a sprinkle and 20 minutes later you're running.
Well, so lightning, they won't shut down for rain.
Okay.
They shut down for lightning. And I forgot about that. So since NASCAR bought this track in Daytona, a few others, it's part of their policy that in lightning, they shut things down. Is your lightning lightning policy what, 30 minutes? 30 minutes. Yeah. It's 30 minutes from the strike. The last lightning strike. Within what area? 10 miles.
No, I'm good.
Okay. Cool. You want to send it?
Yeah, let's send it.
Okay, good.
All right, here we go. Just like the drag strip, except with turns. Temperature into the tires?
It's funny because people who have known me for years and watch me drive and race cars, like, we'll get behind me and I'm like, dude, what were you doing? Like, why are you driving that line? And I'm like, this thing is like this interesting living organism where, depending on front motor temp, rear motor temps, brake temps, tire temps, you're sometimes taking just completely whack-ass driving lines or braking lines, but it's such to where those very strange lines are trying to just maximize the potential of the car, which always favors acceleration.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like when you see out of some of the tighter turns where once you've got it pointed in the direction you want to drive out of it, you're able to catch pretty much anything. I mean,
So much power to all 4 tires.
yeah, it's
point and shoot, pretty much, right?
it's a fun little car. The one thing that's a little frustrating about Daytona is that, and hopefully the new track mode will fix that, is that we kept having this kick out of track mode going around the monkey because the sensors were getting confused between, like, well, wait a second, we have G-force, but our wheel speeds are not that different, but we're turning, but the wheel's not turned. What do I do with torque vectoring? So the Model 3 never had a problem.
Yeah.
This doesn't seem to like it too much. So, yeah, it's like, hey, should we get out and over the AC running?
Yeah, that's not well.
I'll go ahead and swap my tires for my drive home.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
So, getting in between those lightning strikes worked out nicely.
It did, yeah. So
Since they're going to be closed for at least 30 minutes here again now.
the nice thing about a lot of road courses is that they will run rain or shine, they just don't run lightning.
Yeah.
First of all, we gotta thank Chin Track Days because without that, we wouldn't be out here playing around with
Gym Track Days, yeah. Right on.
So Mark, Maria, Waishin, and all the good guys, really appreciate it. And of course Vincent too, sorry. I think today's the first time that I've been here and we've had 4 Teslas that are all actually registered to drive. So it's nice watching the movement where if we came out, we were doing a Tesla.
Yeah.
And now,
So yours, the S, there was the Y, performance.
and I guess there was another Model 3 that was out here as well that had registered.
Yeah.
And so it's gaining momentum, and what I think is the first tipping point for all of this is that the cars are getting to the point where they're more capable over time. The second is that the supercharger just opened, so having a supercharger open within a 30-minute round trip makes it feasible to run multiple sessions in a day. So like for Dave, for example, he's got like this perfect Zen thing going on where he'll run his full 20 or so minutes, go over, plug in, kick the seat back, be in the AC, have some water, get a power bar, kick back, drive his session. So
perfect little break.
What I am hoping for, kind of the future of this, is that I think once we start seeing, 10 or so cars, enough to where if they were on the run group, they would occupy the full supercharger. That's, to me, the tipping points where we need to have some type of supercharging or DC fast charging here.
Yeah.
So it would be a game changer because it logistically, it's fun for guys who are getting into it. For me, it's always been a mental, like, it's just one extra layer of, like, deal to do. So, like I said, I should interview you. I mean, you got to ride in the passenger seat. You still alive?
No, a lot of fun. I'll probably stick to drag racing. I'll admit that. But it's good to see how the other half lives. You know what I mean? It's such a different sport.
Drag racing is an expensive sport, but even though the Plaid's expensive, it's nothing compared to this because the Plaid is like no maintenance. The fuel's so inexpensive.
Brakes
you're on one,
500 passes. I'm replacing the brakes.
Whoopie-doo. People, how many miles are on your car?
15,000.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the only original tires. They'll probably go to 20. So you spend a lot more on tires and brakes now.
And big thank you to Yokohama and NRS because I definitely go through brake pads a lot, but not as much as with OEM ones because a properly engineered pad will last longer because the biggest killer of brake pads is heat. Yeah. And it cooks them off. So if you've got a properly selected tire and pad, those will last a little longer. So
and the right fluid.
Yeah. Brake fluid is a biggie because that's like that heat. Yeah. It's just great that this car can run a lap time that is among the fastest cars in the world. And depending on how the temperature is outside and how the driver uses it, you can run consistent laps that are at a pace that typically for somebody who's coming out here that doesn't have a professional background, it's going to be more than they ever need. Yeah. And that's really cool. So.
Yeah, and on this track, how many laps are you comfortable doing back to back, like at 9/10s? When you do
So if we do 9/10s, In this heat, barely. When you back it down to like 7 or 8 tenths, like you kind of oscillate between those two, you can do a full 40, 45 minutes. But this is a horsepower track that also has lots of heat, lots of areas where you're not carrying momentum, so you have a very high, like, the best way to put it is the amount of kilowatt hour you use per mile. Barber Motorsports Park is a very momentum track. I ran a full 60 minutes at kind of somewhere between 7 tenths and 9 tenths the whole time. And we did 20 plus laps with an occupant, just kind of a big burly guy in the passenger seat. So we had a good time, and yeah, it just all depends on the weather conditions and the track and how much momentum you can carry.
Yeah.
It's like saying how many passes you can get. Well, it depends. 8 mile, quarter mile.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, good times, man.
Yeah.
We'll do it again.
We will get out when it's cooler. Like this was like the first time you've said yes, so it's like, yeah, let's get out.
August, what a great choice, right?
Yeah, but when we come back out in the wintertime and it's nice to just chill, that's where we can go run multiple laps. And they do, at the Chin Track days, they do what's called a happy hour from 4 to 5. And that's just an awesome session because you have a mixture of exotic cars that are just weekend drivers that are out there driving 710s, and you got to get a chance to feel their pace, and then you'll get full-blown race cars out there. And if you're out there the whole session, you see different car groups come and go, and you can just go play with them. It's fun.
Good times.
We have about 5 track records that still haven't been up on the Electric Performance channel yet, so Electric Performance TV. So at least go over to that, subscribe it, and then that'll hopefully motivate me to get all these things uploaded.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, cheers.
Perfect. Yeah.
All right,
Excellent
cool.
service from Blake. Hey, thanks for the ride along here, Dave. Let me start the
For joining.
Running with air conditioning, that's something we can't do at the drag strip.
Yeah, well,
Man.
actually, I kind of liked, I was talking to some of the Shin guys last night, and they're like, yeah, we think we're going to, say, kind of make it a windows up day, and I was like, yeah.
So how many laps have you done on this track, Dave?
Oh, God. I've lost count. I've
Dozens and dozens.
Over a dozen times.
Dozens and dozens.
I've ran the track, you know, I've had over a dozen track days.
Yeah.
Having the supercharger was a game changer, because now I could run in every run group.
Gotcha.
Where before, I could run in one run group, have to charge all through into the afternoon, and then maybe get a run through for maybe. So I can get as much time as they allow me on the track, I can go on the track.
Nice.
Which is just a game changer, you know, because you can supercharge and be back by the next run group, which is just really, really, really great. So they're just going to ask you to go like tug on your thing and then show your wrist.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you were plugged into just like the 1450 prior to that?
Yeah. I was actually, when I worked at Tesla, I was the first, I brought a P85 here. It was the first ever electric pace car to pace an official event. It's the Viper SRT Racing Cup. So I'll just blend in with this guy. Chapter 6. Here. Alright. I can chase this guy down all day. So we'll just tight on him. They'll probably keep the pass around turn 6. We'll take that really well. That's cool. We have a Performance Model Y behind us too.
Oh,
it's
nice.
kind of fun. This guy's
over 100 miles an hour. Nice. Do you prefer to be near another car or open road?
I prefer open road. If they have a good line, I like following them.
Yeah.
Because I can copy, you know, learn some good habits.
Yeah. So this is your first time on these tires?
Yes, this is my second run on these. They're like superhuman. Huge difference. It's a different car. Because I was running, I had a little stickier tires. They're like one level up stick from the stock 18s, which are just, you know, maybe optimized for aero, so they're basically uses on track. So I got a little stickier ones, and then but they I still felt like driving on stilts, and these are just like it's like a sumo wrestler squatting. It's like just can't beat them.
It's crazy. You're in a non-performance model and you're all over this vet.
Yeah, I'm in this guy's ass. There we go.
He's got to think that you're on the. I'm sure he thinks you're in the performance one.
Yeah, everyone assumes that, but yeah, he'll get me on the straightaway.
For 120 miles an hour, you're.
I can get about
130 now. How many laps can your brakes take?
When they're fresh, I can do like a solid 4 before they start feeling a little mushy.
Okay.
But I could do a full groove. It just starts getting a little swishy. So we'll just bring you in, and then you can swap around with legs on board.
Nice.
Cool. Well, thanks for coming out, man.
Yeah, man. 2 full laps. Yeah.
Yeah. And then here I'll leave a door-to-door service. If you want hopping over the thing.
Yeah, it's fine. I can walk around the side.
Okay. Well, I could bring you around. Oh, there's that staircase right there. You want to bring you that?
Okay.
Yeah.
So other than the tires, you have like carbon brake pads or anything, or?
Everything's stock except for, I'm running NRS pads.
Okay.
And then high temp brake fluid.
Okay.
And the tires. That's it. Everything is stock.
Like a higher spec. So the fluid, the pads, the tires, and the performance upgrade, obviously.
Yeah, the acceleration.
The acceleration boost.
Cool.
All right, man, thanks.
Yeah, man.
I love how this racetrack has plugins everywhere for RVs. 40, 50 amp plugs. Helpful for us EVs. Much quicker charging than the 110 in the Paddock.